Shalom, shalom. How are we doing today? I seen that in this book when I was reading it, it was talking about the moon. So I decided to find a book about 13 moons on a turtle back. Here's the turtle. All right, so here's the moon phases. All right, shalom. All right, so the moon phases, different phases of the moon. So we're going to talk about it, all right? In this book, 13 moons on Turtle's Back. I'm not going to read all of it to the thing. Okay, grandfather learned over the long um, log. The small boy stood close, waiting for the old man to notice him. Grandfather looked up, a small smile on his face. You do well at watching. Come closer. See now what I have done. Re- the little boy reached out to touch and carve shape of a turtle. How many scales are on an old turtle's back? Grandfather said. Look, the little boy counted with care. 13, he answered. Grandfather said. There are always 13 on the old turtle's back, and there on the back, and there are always 13 moons in each year. Many people do not know this. They do not know, as we know, that each moon has its own name and every moon has its own stories. I learned these stories from my grandfather. Someday, grandson, you will, if your memory is as sharp as your eyes, you will be able to tell them to your grandchildren. Grandfather, said the little boy, do other native people have moons too? The old man nodded. Yes, grandson. Moons of popping tree outside the log. The night's air is bitter cold. Now the frost giant walks with his club in his hand. Bear, baby bear moon. Long ago, a small child was lost in the snow. We taught, we, t- we taught, thought she was frozen, but when spring came again, she was soon seen with a mother bear and all her cubs. She had slept through the whole winter with them, and from then on, the bears were her family and her friends. That's the second moon. The third moon, A maple sugar moon. Long ago, maple syrup dipped thick from the trees all around, all year round. You just had to break a twig and lie down beneath the tree with open mouth. Fourth month, frog moon. When the world was young, that's the fourth moon. The fifth moon is a budding moon. 1 year old man, winter, refused to leave our land, and so our people asked for help from our great friend, the owl, known to some as the sun. He knocked on the door of winter's log. 6. Strawberry moon. In the last spring, a small boy who whose parents had died were hunting games down by the river. That's the sixth month. The seventh month is moon when acorns appear. When the world was new, it was covered with water until Earth Elder, the creator, reached down to the mud below and placed it up onto a turtle's back. Moon of wild rice. In the old days, they said, Bear came out of the ground and became a man, but he was lonely. He called to the sky. Thunder Eagle came down to the earth and be my mother. Then the giant eagle who made thunder and lightning. These are some beautiful pictures. Moose calling moon. Oh, sorry, that was the eighth month. Moose calling moon is the ninth month. In this season, when leaves begin to turn colors, we go down to the lakes and with bark horns make the sound which echoes through the trees to call the moose looking for a mate. Moon of falling leaves. Long ago, the trees were told they must stay awake 7 days and nights, but only the cedar, the pine, and the stayed awake until the seventh night. The reward they were given was to always be green while all the other trees must be shed their leaves. This is the 10th one. The 10th, 11th. Moon when deer drop their horns. Now in the time when all the deer must bank together in the winter logs, all autumns the um, fight with each other, each one seeking to prove himself stronger, each wanting to be a chief of his people. 12th month, moon when wolves run together. Long ago, an old wolf came to that time when his life on the earth could last no longer. My people, he said, you can follow my footsteps when the time comes from you to join me in the skyland. Big Moon, the elders say our land was shaped, who formed himself out of the dust which fell in the crater's hand after making the world. He pushed against the earth to rise, and great mountains rose up on either side. This is the 13th month, and that's the full moon. 13 months. It's more to it, but the video. Shalom. Shalom.